Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to episode number 12 of Beer vs. Ivy. I'm your co-host, Signer Saul, brought to you as always with the best co-host in the game, Jackson Gross. Jackson, it's Monday. How are we doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Holidays are right around the corner. It's a good time. I'm feeling in a festive mood right now. So things are going pretty well. Had a just busy week as usual. First of a new series of articles for myself came out on Friday. It's called Jackson's Three Things, where I take a look at three interesting stats, stories, narratives, or just anything else in the realm of sports. In this one, I took a look at Shohei Ohtanti's contract outside of the 10-year, $700 million. The fact that he's deferring $680 million of that while he's playing, that's crazy. I looked at my king, the number 3 or number 4 starter in the Cubs rotation, Jameson Taillon, doing his best to recruit on Twitter.
He has been active though. So
yes, shout out to Jameson. He was talking with some Cubs fans on Twitter, saying like why he signed, a little bit about his process and what he went through before he signed with the Cubs last year. So shout out to Taillon. And then I also looked at the fact that the Bears could make the playoffs and have the number 1 pick in this draft. This is literally almost the exact copy of what happened with the Detroit Pistons, where they won the championship in 2003, but had the number 1 pick from a trade actually it was the number 2 pick from a trade they did a while ago. Obviously, they messed it up and picked Darko Milicic, but yeah, no. Legend Darko Milicic. I think he's a farmer now, if I remember correctly.
Very much. He's like a farmer in like Lithuania or something. Like
yes,
he's living his best life.
He's living life. So shout out to Darko Milicic.
Shout out Darko Milicic, man.
but things are going pretty well overall. Excited to talk some baseball. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, we are pre-recording this because both of us are very, very busy right now. Obviously, lots of stuff going on, so we had to pre-record this one.
Yeah.
So with that out of the way, Sai, how are you, my man?
So, since you got the elephant out of the room, I was going to do it, but we're recording on a Saturday instead of a Monday. We're not doing it live, so that's interesting to me. I'm very tired. I just got back from Chicago late last night, so I'm very tired, and I'm doing good. I'm on break now. School is done. Thank goodness to that. I've been on a roll this week article wise. Wrote a breaking news article of Jung-Ho Lee's signing with the Giants and how kind of head-scratching it is to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a breaking article on the Glasnow trade once it was confirmed that the extension was signed. Wrote an on-reaction article and how it's a win-win for both sides. So I'm just keep waiting for more news because I think I'm the guy that is breaking news for us, and hopefully sooner rather than later, I'll hear back from the Senior Bowl and see if they approve my credentials. So everything's good. Everything's good over here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you got back from the Travis Scott concert
that got canceled.
Hence the air quotes.
That got canceled 30 minutes before doors were supposed to open. But it's okay. His opener did a spontaneous show at a smaller venue a few hours later. And it was his first ever headline sold-out show that he's ever had. So it was part of history. And it was cool. It was great. I really enjoyed myself. But we're here to talk baseball. Not about everything else.
Yes, we are. And we'll start off with one of those breaking news articles you had, because who doesn't love to hear about the Dodgers getting even better? Because they somehow pulled off a trade to get Tyler Glasnow from the Tampa Bay Rays, where earlier in the offseason, it was rumored that the Cubs or the Reds were going to be in on Glasnow. But nope. The Shohei Ohtanti Plus is already in effect for the Dodgers.
Shohei Ohtanti Plus. As I mentioned, as like the first line in my article is, the phrase "rich get richer." That's exactly what the LA Dodgers are doing.
Yep. So they not only get him, but because Tyler Glasnow is not an agent of the devil himself, Scott Boras,
True.
they were able to sign into a 4-year extension worth $110 million. The total deal with this year is worth 5 years, $135 million. So that's a lot of money. And they also get basically their fourth outfielder and Manuel Margot. A little bit of a premium at $12 million, but they're the Dodgers. They're paying someone $700 million. I think they can afford an extra 12. But they also had to part with Ryan Pepio and outfielder Johnny DeLuca.
Nice
Like
one.
my brother Tommy DeVito.
There we go. There we go. All
My
right.
Italian heritage is coming out. You got Johnny DeLuca getting traded. Tommy DeVito's beating the Packers. U of I guy, Italian boy. Life is good for us paisans. So, since you wrote the article, just give us your thoughts. You gave it a little bit earlier,
All right.
but your thoughts
I,
on the Glasnow trade for the Dodgers.
so quick breakdown. I I love it for both sides. So start with the Dodgers side. I'll make this relatively quick because if you want to take a more deep dive in the article, it's up on Thursdays. You can read it there. But to put it simple, Dodgers needed pitching. They needed, in particular, a number 2 to slot behind Walker Buehler this year. Tyler Glasnow does just that. When he is on, he is on. He's an ace level pitcher, 157 Ks and about 120 innings last year. His worry is always his health. He missed all of 20. He missed a little bit of 2021, all of 2022 with Tommy John. Had a shoulder injury, been back in 2019. So the big worry is going to be health. Manuel Margot excels when he's not in Tropicana Field. He's like a 214 hitter career last year in Tropicana, but hits like 300 when he's not there. It's kind of insane. He's a slappy bat, like a 20 doubles sort of guy. He'll play about 90, 100 games, above average defense in any through the outfield spots. So, I like both moves for the Dodgers. I was just happy it wasn't Randy. If it was Randy going with Tyler Glasnow, I would have just I don't
Yeah.
even know. I don't even know.
Although I think that would have taken a James Outman or something like that for the Dodgers to get that done. Because,
Or a couple more players instead of just a 2-for-2.
yeah.
I don't think the Dodgers train out, man. He is too valuable. But then again, if you're getting Randy, oh well, it didn't happen, so it doesn't matter.
Don't have to worry about
But
it.
don't worry about it. But as to the Rays, I honestly, in a way, if what I think they're gonna do happens, they want the trade. Because yes, Glasnow is great. They signed him to the extension. That's why they traded for Glasnow. But Ryan Pepio last year in about 42 innings, small sample size, pitched to a 2.23 ERA. He stud. Lots of Ks. Only gave up like 5 walks, 1 or 2 home runs. He's really good. I'm hearing comps that he's like the right-handed Cliff Lee, so that's kind of interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
the Rays are a motherfucking factory when it comes to pitching, and they make randos. They make nobodies turn into somebodies. And Ryan Pepio was already somebody. He was a top prospect in the Dodge system before debuting in 2022. Very good. Oh my god, I can only imagine how much better he's gonna get. If he's pitching to a sub-2 ERA next year, or just if his numbers at all are similar to what he was doing with the Dodgers, it's a win of a trade. And Johnny DeLuca, he'll take over that for the utility outfielder role that Manuel Margot had. Very fast, very athletic. For those who remember Johnny DeLuca, he in back-to-back plays last year against the Rangers, he robbed 2 guys, I don't remember who the guys were, of a home run and extra base hit in the span of 2 plays. So the kid's fast, can play any one of the 3 outfield positions above average. The bat's there. It's gonna get tweaked a little bit, but it's straight from sides. I like it for both sides. No real complaints from me. Wish Tyler Glasnow was a Cardinal, not a Cub, but he's a Dodger because of course he is. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got.
Yeah, and I have to ask someone who was recently suspended. Are we happy about this trade?
No, because I was definitely last night at the concert. Definitely, there definitely was a fuck Draymond chant that started in our crowd. So
Of course there was. Of course there
yeah,
was.
so yeah, recently suspended Draymond Green.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so with that in mind, we'll move over to the Dodgers' arch rival, the team that plays baseball in the Bay. And that's the San Francisco Giants. They lost out on Shohei Ohtanti. Don't know what's going to happen with Cody Bellinger, Matt Chapman, or Blake Snell, or Yoshinbu Yamamoto. But they were able to bring in a big free agent. I think it's the first free agent outside of Otani that was a 9-figure deal.
Yep.
And that's outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee from the KBO. I believe he won KBO MVP at some point, if not multiple times.
And he won it in 2022 and was on track to win it in 2023. However, he broke his ankle halfway through the year last year, so he didn't win it, of course. But Jung Ho Lee.
Mhm.
I did not realize was actually this good. When I was doing my research on Jung Ho Lee, he was unknown to me. I pulled up his baseball reference page, and I in particular looking at the 2022 season. He hit 346 with 24 or 27 home runs and over 100 RBIs. What? And he's fast. His nickname is literally Grandson of the Wind.
Japanese or Japanese or Korean teams, like those teams out there, have like the best ideas for nicknames. Like they just sound epic. Like Grandson of the Wind. That's like oh my god, that's just an awesome name. But continue.
And he is good. He is good. The power department is the only real knock on Jung Ho Lee, because outside 2022, he's not really much of a power hitter. He has a more gap to gap approach than he doesn't really lift the ball. So this, with his speed and a really clean looking left-handed swing, top of the order guy. This is going to be the number one top of the order, or number 2, depending on what the Giants want to do. He's good. He can play any one of the 3 outfield spots. They have a very crowded outfield with Jung Ho Lee, Mitch Haniger, Michael Conforto, Mike Yastrzemski, Luis Matos.
If he's back, because I think Yastrzemski's a free agent.
Might be. I don't know. The website. It says it's still on. He's still on the Giants roster. And then Heliot Ramos. They got 5 or 6 guys trying to compete for 3 outfield spots next year. But regardless, Jung Ho Lee's going to be slotted in one of those spots. He is being paid 6 years, $119 million. He's now entering his prime. He's in his age 25 to 26 season. He's very much in his prime. He's a vet. He might be a rookie MLB-wise, but he's a vet. He's played baseball since he was 18, 19 years old. I like the signing. However, one of those outfielders needs to go. A Mitch Haniger needs to get traded somewhere. Mitch Haniger doesn't hold much value because they have the young kids. Yastrzemski probably doesn't go anywhere, and neither is Conforto because they picked up Conforto's option. But I like the deal.
Yeah, I think it's a good deal for the Giants. They needed to sign somebody, and I think he's at least a solid fielder. I haven't been able to find anything on his defensive metrics necessarily. So, but I think it's a good thing for them. They needed some infusion of talent. This is a big signing for them. Hopefully, as an equivalent, he can kind of be a better left-handed like Seiya Suzuki. Like, don't get me wrong, Seiya Suzuki from August to the end of the season was awesome for the Cubs, but I think maybe with his pedigree in the KBO, he may be able to do even better than Seiya's done so far in the major league. So that's big for the Giants. Hopefully that takes him out of the race for Cody Bellinger because reasons. Because outfield
Hopefully.
and hopefully. But who
Hopefully.
knows? Maybe they'll sign Bellinger and just have him play first base and ruin my life. So we'll see. But yeah, so with that out of the way, before we get to some of the other moves that were completed, let's go back to Ohtanti again, because it wouldn't be a Dodgers Ohtanti world if we didn't talk about him. And the fact that there was a report that came out, I forget from who it's from, but it's from a reputable source, that the Ohtanti camp gave the Angels a chance to match the contract they received from the Dodgers. And in Artie Moreno's infinite wisdom, decided to say no. He did not match the contract the Dodgers offered for Ohtanti. Of the teams that were in the running, the Giants and the Blue Jays matched the offer. But obviously, Ohtanti wanted to stay in LA, so he decided to go with the Dodgers. So we talked about last week how we felt bad for Angels fans. Like, this is just like the knife twist in the back. It's like, you did, why would you not match that to potentially prevent him from going to your in-city rival? Like, even if he says no, at least you gave everything you had to get him back.
He wanted to go back. All the Angels
That's
had
crazy.
all
That's
Artie
crazy
Moreno
to me.
wanted. The Angels were last team. It was the Angels and the Dodgers. And he only reason why he really went to the Dodgers was because Artie Moreno said, no, I'm not paying you this. So Tiny said, okay, the Dodgers will. Goodbye. Simple as that. That's insane. And it's ironic because supposedly they're in the running now for Yamamoto. But it's not it's not gonna happen because this is actually 2 hours ago. So I'm gonna transition this a little bit. According to Mark Feinstead, trusted source, some have now characterized the Yankees as the favorites to sign Yamamoto, though the Mets and Dodgers figure to remain firmly in the hunt until a decision is made. Therefore, LOL, Angels, fraudulent team, your little brother for a reason. You have Mike Trout for what? Anthony Rendon sucks, and Zach Neto is my king. There we go.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Like, this is like a disaster class in how to run a team if you're an MLB owner. Like, you already see Artie Moreno doing, don't do it. Just do the opposite. So
unless you're John Fisher, then like actually do the opposite. Like actually sign people. But we'll get into his signing later. Because he did sign somebody.
Yeah, he did. Someone.
He sure signed somebody.
So, but we'll go to the opposite end of what the Angels have done and what the Athletics have historically done, and talk about a team that is spending some cash. That's the Kansas City Royals of all teams. They've signed Will Smith. They've signed Chris Stratton. They signed Garrett Hampson. I don't know if I said him twice, so if I did, I apologize. But they're not done because they have continued to add as they've signed 2 more starting pitchers. They signed Michael Wacha. They signed Seth Lugo. And now they've brought in Hunter Renfroe for the outfield. And for me, it looks like the Royals are trying to make a run at the AL Central because the White Sox suck. The Tigers, you don't know what you're going to get out of Carpenter and Torkelson next year. They did add moves. They did add Andrew Chafin. They did add Jack Flaherty, which we'll get into a little bit later. But like, I think if things go well and the rotation is average or even a little below average, I think the Royals have a real shot at the AL Central because The Guardians, you don't know. There have been rumors to trade Shane Bieber, Clase, and Josh Naylor, all hopefully to the Cubs, but we'll see. Then you got
The
the
Twins
Twins, who
are losing everybody. The
they
Twins are
lost Sonny Gray. They lost Tyler Mahle. They lost, who else did they lose? Did they lose another starter or no?
I think
Oh, they
so.
lost.
I'm
But
blanking.
they're bleeding talent. So I don't know how good the Royals are going to be next year. We don't know how everyone's going to perform. Not sure how the offense is going to be. I mean, they are getting Vinny Pasquantino back, which will be big for
He's
them at
healthy.
first.
He
He's
confirmed
healthy.
on Twitter, boys. He's healthy, and man, he's so fun to watch.
Yes.
I would a Vinny Pasquantino autograph in my life or a appearance on the show. That'd
Yeah.
be chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Let's go. But
Yeah.
let's I'm gonna say here right now that with all these moves the Royals have made, and maybe they're not done yet. We'll see what they do. They are guaranteeing themselves a top 2 finish in the AL Central. They finish ahead of the Guardians and the Tigers. Or actually, no. Do I want to say this? Am I going to say this?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
If the Guardians don't trade any of their players, maybe for the exception if they trade Shane Bieber because he hasn't been as good as he was before, I think the Guardians win the Central with the Royals finishing second, the Twins in third, and the Tigers in fourth, with the White Sox in last. But if the Guardians ship out any of those three, especially Clase or Naylor, I'm picking the Royals to win the Central.
See, I saw this coming.
How did you see this coming?
That's why I came prepared. We're all in on Detroit, baby. We're all in on Detroit.
Oh my god!
Because all right.
You just hate teams in blue, don't you? That's all what this is, isn't it?
The Royals are also kind of the Cardinals' rivals. Like I like the Royals. I like Vinny Pasquantino a lot. But come on now, we're all in on Detroit. Torkelson's gonna light the world on fire. Kerry Carpenter is a beast and a half. That pitching rotation is going to be better than people think. Jack Flaherty comeback season is imminent. When you know how Jack Flaherty announced his signing on Twitter and how he was going to Detroit, it was just a picture of Isaiah Thomas, like an old picture of Isaiah Thomas in the Pistons uniform.
Yeah,
it was in the uniform. That's his mentality he's coming in with. Yeah, I guess he's healthy. He pitched most he's pitched in a long time. If we get 2019 Jack Flaherty with the Detroit Tigers, yes, please. My popcorn bucket is out. I'm watching. Let's go Tigers. But I would not mind seeing the Royals win because they now have Michael Wacha, and he's got a special place in my heart.
Yes, shout out.
And I also don't understand why the Cardinals couldn't have spent an extra $1 million per year and signed Michael Wacha instead we signed Kyle Gibson. Whatever.
I don't know. But
salty.
Yeah, but I mean, we were talking about a lot this pre-show. The Royals rotation's really shaping up now. Where you got Cole Reagans is probably your ace, Wacha, Lugo, Singer, and then Jordan Lyles is that 5. So
correct.
If they want to go ahead and add another guy that would take Jordan Lyles' spot, I mean, Marcus Stroman's still out there for the taking. I don't know if they're going to spend that type of money, but you throw Marcus Stroman behind Cole Reagans.
No, because that should be really funny because the 3 pitchers that the Royals have been linked to the most, Lugo, Wacha, Stroman.
So they could be the last of the bunch.
They sign Wacha. They might just say fucking sign Stroman. Stroman would be a good 2.
Yeah, because then you get
Stroman,
Reagans.
Wacha, and Reagans, Stroman, Wacha, Lugo, and Brady Singer, who still has potential to be an upper echelon pitcher.
Top 3 rotation guy, yeah.
Give me it.
And yeah, that would pretty much staple like the Royals gunning for the AL Central.
Yes.
Like this kind of like sets that up as like, oh, maybe they're really gonna go for it. they could add Marcus Stroman for all the struggles he had in the second half of the season, that's a great spot. That would be like, yeah, we're gunning for this right now. So shout out to the Royals. I'm sure our guy Jake Eisenberg is very happy and is excited to talk to so many new faces that'll be in the Royals clubhouse.
Yeah.
So should be interesting to see what they do. But we got a little bit of injury news to talk about, and that is World Series champion, two-time World Series champion, Max Scherzer, has undergone back surgery. He sustained, I forgot what the injury was he sustained during the season, but he had to go under a back surgery. He will be out until about mid-2024. And apparently that's when Jacob deGrom is also scheduled to come back. And the Rangers play the Mets in June. So they both may be back. I don't know if that series is in New York or if it's in Texas. We'll see. Yeah, it should be hopefully wishing Max Scherzer a speedy recovery and that everything goes well. So what? What do you mean no?
I'm not.
What?
Oh,
you can't. What? That's some hater stuff, man. Come on.
Because the Cardinals could have had him in 2015. That's why.
Oh my god.
Yeah, still on that. Whatever.
Like, I'm mad the Cubs didn't get Bryce Harper, but I'm not holding it against him, and hopefully he doesn't recover from an injury. That's some.
He'll recover. He'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Right now, don't care.
Oh my god.
So
that's amazing.
Rumor news. We're gonna get actually no. I'll wait till we get to our rumor mill section.
Okay.
I'll wait because we're gonna talk about this player and I connect 2 points into one. So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna keep this up though.
So so a couple more signings. So potentially to replace Scherzer until he's healthy. The Rangers have acquired former Twins and Reds pitcher Tyler Mahle for 2 years, $22 million. I think average starting pitcher, 3 or 4 in a rotation.
Slightly above average, maybe if he's on.
Yeah,
but round of applause to the Minnesota Twins for trading away Spencer Steer and Christian Encarnacion to the Rays for Tyler Mahle, and you're not even resigning him. And Steven Hajar, who then got traded for Will Benson. So shout out to the Twins for making the Reds good and making my life slightly more nightmarish, even though I really like Spencer Steer.
Yeah, so shout out to the Minnesota Twins for helping resurrect the Cincinnati Reds. So now I can hate the Twins now. So
and shout out to the Twins for not resigning Sonny Gray.
Yeah, so now I can really hate the Twins. So, but yeah. So a couple more signings and trades to go over. Former Guardians catcher Roberto Perez signed with the Red Sox.
I don't about this one.
Was our boy Jack excited about this one? I can't remember. I haven't looked at the group chat in a while. So
I'm gonna look right now. Give me a minute.
Yeah, but I think just solid catcher for the Red Sox. I mean,
it's a minor league deal, so you literally
it's a minor league deal. Yeah. Okay,
that's because Roberto Perez has kind of blown recently.
Yeah, he is not the same guy he was when the Guardians/Indians made the World Series in 2016. I mean, yeah, they got Connor Wong and Reese McGuire as their current 1-2 as catchers. So yeah, again, depth.
Lethal.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think again, just like I didn't even realize it was a minor league deal. That's why I put it in here. If I realized it was a minor league deal, I would have put it in here. But anyway. But speaking of guys who used to play for a Central Division team, Riley Tellez is staying in the NL Central, going from the Milwaukee Brewers to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I am not a fan of this because Riley Tellez always somehow seems to come up huge against the Cubs at this point. It's bad enough where it's with the Brewers where I knew they were kind of good. But if this happens with the Pirates, I'm going to lose my shit because I cannot handle losing to the Pirates because at least over the last few years, they've always been the punching bag of the division. And I cannot handle them doing good things. So, especially against the Cubs with Rowdy Tellez now. So, I am not happy. I'm not happy about this.
There's so much in here. I don't think I'm going to find this because I forgot that earlier this week the group chat blew up. I'm not.
Yeah, it kind of did
I'm
because
scrolling.
something happened earlier in the week with our guy MJ that we're not going to bring up, but we know what it is. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So
Views are views.
Views are views. Anyway,
The haters gonna love this.
Anyway, so last big deal that's been completed up to this point. Former Cardinals, Yankees, and Padres legend Matt Carpenter has been traded.
He really is a Yankee legend.
Yeah, he is.
He really is a Yankee legend.
Like, I feel like imagine like the Yankees when they had Josh Donaldson and Matt Carpenter. Imagine if that was like 2015 or 2016. That team would be nasty. With like basically MVP Josh Donaldson and like all-star Matt Carpenter. Like that's a good looking team. But anyway, he has been traded to the Atlanta Braves. I believe the Braves got some other stuff in that deal. What did you say that they got?
They got left-handed pitcher Ray Kerr, who's kind of like a bullpen-esque long reliever arm, and that's why they made the trade. They gave up a nobody. The nobody's not even in like the baseball reference system, so we can't tell anything about what the Padres got. But we can tell you that the Braves are going to continue to cook, and they're probably going to flip Matt Carpenter later today to like.
I don't know.
The Nationals. The Nationals. You know why? For
why?
Kyle Finnegan. The Matt Carpenter for Kyle Finnegan. Money on it now.
Oh my God. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
I wouldn't mind Kyle Finnegan in my bullpen. He's not that bad. Look at the numbers. He's not that bad.
So, but yeah, so those are the major deals that have completed up to this point, and with so many guys moving around, Sai, you know what they're gonna need, Sai?
Some good old car insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And we need to contact our guy, Jeff Bortapney at jeff@mybebig.com. Let him know that they're down Thursday sent you. Get a little special something for that, for getting some home and car insurance. And also remind him that, let's see, who's someone I haven't picked out? Alex Keeler is better at Call of Duty than our guy, Jeff. So
nice.
Dug deep in the memory banks for that one. So...
Alex Keeler, man. Alex Keeler. That guy. Rumor mill time. Yes. I'm going to start with this because I just saw it, and I think this is notable.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking. The Red Sox have an offer on the table for Japanese superstar Yoshinobu Yamamoto of $300 million plus with incentives and clauses.
Okay. So that is another team added to the list for
which they've been in. They were in there. They've been in the running. Don't know how. I sense it in our group chat. I don't know how. The source is trustworthy. They broke stuff in the past, Red Sox related. However, I've also had some misses. So, grain of salt until one of the big names report it, because that's how you have to. That's how you have to approach free agency and rumors at this point.
Especially
stay
with
wary.
How things have gone.
Stay wary. Especially how things have gone. Okay, that's all.
But yeah, so speaking of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, from some of those big sources we were talking about, he has met with some other teams. He's met with 5 different teams up to this point. He's met with the Dodgers, the Giants, the Phillies, the Yankees, and like we said earlier, the Angels. For some reason, he's met with the LA Angels. It's been reported that basically the Dodgers are still heavily in it. It's basically the Dodgers and the Yankees that are the favorites right now for Yamamoto. Unfortunately, the Cubs and Cardinals are basically out of it, despite I'll let you say that part, but despite some things going on with one of the Cardinals players and him. But yeah, it's again, it could be an instance of the rich getting richer with either if he goes to New York, he complements Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole in that
Even though Carlos
rotation.
Rodon sucked last year, but sure,
I'm expecting
compliment.
Carlos Rodon to have like a 3.5 or 3.7 ERA this year. I think he'll bounce back. I think
4.06 on the dot.
Okay.
I'm
Which is a
gonna
lot
hate.
better than almost 7.
Look, I had to watch Rodon pitch live, and it sucked. Jose Quintana outdueled him. Okay, my former Cardinal goat.
Former Cubs
him.
goat, former Pirates goat. Has he played for all 5 NL Central
No.
teams? I don't think he's pitched for
not
the
the Reds. Not the Brewers, not the Reds.
I thought he pitched for the Reds. Okay.
No.
Yeah, because it's been Cubs, Pirates, and Cardinals.
He started our first. He started game 1 in the Wild Card Series against the Phillies that year.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And pitched like 7 innings of run 1 ball, and we lost 2-1. My goat Juan Yepes hit a home run off Victor Suarez that day, and it was amazing. Anyways, I don't know where Yamamoto's gonna go. It's probably gonna be Yankees or Dodgers. But don't sleep on the Mets, and that scares me to say. But don't sleep on the Mets.
You know what I have to say about the Mets, like potentially getting Yamamoto just.
Yeah. Snooze fest. You have Kodai Senga. You don't need anybody else.
Exactly. I sleep. I sleep on the Mets. I sleep. I don't. We do not care. We do not care
Correct.
about the Mets.
We do not care about the Mets. Lol Mets for a reason.
Lol Mets, New York Knicks
Lol
of
Mets
baseball.
Ooh, that's a good one, actually. Hold on.
They got the same colors. They play about the same.
They do.
They're either bad to mid. So here we are.
No, all right. No, that's the best way to put it.
So we'll go ahead and move into a little bit of reliever / Cardinal news. In the fact that we'll start with the bigger of the bunch, is that KPO left-handed relief pitcher Yuki Matsui has met with the Cardinals. Take this one away.
Oh, this makes me so happy. Okay. All right. So Yuki Matsui is a 28-year-old left-handed reliever / closing pitcher / KBO All-Star, MPB All-Star. It's MPB. I gotta remember that. Filthy. He has been playing professional baseball since he was 18, since 2014 in the MPB.
Oh, he was 18 in 2014? I feel old.
Yeah. You're telling me. But Filthy has where's his total stats? There they are. I'm tweaking a little bit, guys. But he's super good. Has a career 2.43 ERA in these 10 years. Just last season, 2023, in his age 27 season, he pitched 57 innings of 1.57 ERA. Just filthy. Doesn't really give up home runs, strikes out people, doesn't walk very many. Just so good. And the Cardinals could really use a second lefty in the bullpen outside of Jojo Romero, who's actually good. Because we have John King, who's solid. We have Liberatore, who's in our bullpen, but we're not going to have Liberatore for much longer. Yes, Sai is happy. Sai is doing great. If we get Yuki Matsui, because he's met with St. Louis. He met St. Louis on Thursday. Just give me him, because that the late inning or late Oh my! Oh, I'm just thinking of our late inning guys of Yuki Matsui, Ryan Helsley, Jojo Romero, and Giovanni Gallegos. Please give me that. He's really good. St. Louis would be a good fit for him too. Our boy Lars is there. And fun fact, actually, which this is actually kind of insane to me. Lars Nootbaar has the most trade value out of the Cardinals, according to
MLB
baseball
trade
trade
values.
value. He's at like 56, 57. And that's a lot. And I think that's pretty cool. But give me Yuki Matsui. Because I hate to break it to you, but he's not going to pitch to a 1.5 scenario in MLB. It's
No.
going to probably, I would inflate that up to like 2.57 to 3.
Yeah.
That seems pretty realistic. Can go in for saves. He is a closer. So that means we can, and the Cardinals are already, like, they don't know if Helsley can pitch back-to-back days because of the injuries he had last year. So, if you're telling me that some days Helsley closes and some days Matsui closes, like, let's say if Helsley's closing and Jojo Romero sets him up in the 8th inning, so they can go lefty to righty, or Giovanni Gallegos sets up Matsui, or they do a 8-9 punch of Matsui and Helsley, like,
There's a lot of possibilities and combinations.
and then Gallegos has closed games before, can be a setup guy, or what I personally love, Gio in the 7th inning is probably is the best 7th inning pitcher, like, in my opinion. Yes, lots of Cardinals might see, but he's filthy if he has to come in the 7th, filthy. And we have other guys that we can bring in that can also pitch. That just potential here. There's potential, and I need it because we probably aren't going to sign Yamamoto, and I want to sign at least one good player from the NPB for the international pool to join Lars Nootbaar. And Yuki Matsui is great, and he's very energetic. He's very cool, and I would get a jersey. No, I wouldn't. I need to save my money.
But the only thing I have to say, does Giovanni Gallegos stack up with Cubs Julian Merriweather? That's the real questions we need to be asking here. Like, I don't know if there's.
I would say yes. I would say yes. I would have to look at the stats. Next week I'll come back to you with a confirmed answer.
Okay.
I have to. But actually, hold on. We can do it right now. Hold on. Continue. we're gonna look up. We're gonna look up what they did last year. We're gonna look at what they did last year.
All right. You look up
right,
Gallegos.
Gio sucked. Right, Gio kind of sucked last year because. Never mind. Look at career. Because Gio did kind of.
Oh, so now we're changing the goalposts. Is that what we're doing here?
Just slightly, only because I forgot that the Cardinals. Okay, well, this also isn't fair. The Cubs were competing. The Cardinals had 97 losses.
Okay,
91 losses.
Okay, what's their career? What career numbers?
Okay. Hold on, my computer just crashed. Hold on. Give me a minute.
All right, here. I can pull it up if need be.
Okay. I can. Well, Giovanni Gallegos at the 3.23 career ERA. I got that. Look up Julian Merriweather.
What's
3.23?
What's the career ERA for Gallegos?
3.23.
Okay, career Merriweather's a 4.33.
They're both good. Look, they're both still good pitchers. I will say that right now. I'm not gonna diss on Julian Merriweather because when the Cubs signed him, I was like, what are they doing? Because the Jays DFA'd him, and he was good until he could barely throw a baseball, like all of the Cubs bullpen, because David Ross doesn't know how to manage a bullpen. But ironically, so does Ollie Marmol, and that's why Gio had a 4.42 ERA last year, because he's an idiot. But I can't get into a Marmol rant. I can't do it.
But, we'll save a Marmol rant for another day.
We'll save the Marmol rant for July, when, believe me, you'll hear it next year a bunch. But Yadi Molina's are going to be our next manager. Marmol's on the hot seats.
Yeah. So
okay,
that's
anyway. I'm really mad. My computer just quickly restart. Actually, it's just my screen's just black. Actually.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, it's fine. We're gonna
Anyway.
fix it. We're gonna fix it.
Anyway, that's not the only Cardinals reliever, or not Cardinals reliever. That's not the only reliever the Cardinals have spoken to. Spoken to potentially former Phillies reliever Hector Neris. I think this would be a really interesting signing. Again, another late innings guy, has some experience closing games for the Phillies. Didn't necessarily do it the greatest clip.
No.
Wait, not Hector. Why am I thinking? Did he play with the Phillies?
Oh,
Okay, he did.
Early in his career, yes, but he's been with the Astros,
He's been for the Astros for 2 years.
and he was not closing games with the Astros.
No, but yeah, he was closing. He did close for like 1 year with the Phillies, so that's what I was thinking of. And I honestly forgot he was on the Astros. But coming off a great season for the Astros, 6-3 record, a 1.71 ERA, 68 innings pitched, 77 strikeouts, 7 home runs given up, WHIP of 1.05, and a 10.1 strikeouts per 9. Basically around 2.5 strikeouts per win. I think this would be an instant upgrade, even if it's like a 2-year deal or like a 2-year deal with an opt-out after the first year for Neris. Just a good veteran body. I don't know if he's going to go to the Cardinals simply for contending reasons. I think the Cardinals will be better in 2024. I just don't know I just don't know. I think Sonny Gray is going to be fine. That rest of the rotation, even with proven MLB talent, still has a lot of question marks on it. And I know you agree with me because you made several rants.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you that you're, of course, you're gonna say, I don't know if the Cardinals are gonna be good. I don't know if they're gonna get there.
Hey, I could just say
we are so bad, baby. You don't even understand. It doesn't matter that we have a mediocre rotation.
Screw it. The Cardinals are gonna be ass again. They're gonna finish 5th again.
The offense is too
just for
good.
that. I was trying to be nice.
The offense is too good. I don't care if you're trying to be nice. I don't care because we're back.
Oh my god,
we're back.
Just wait until July when you'll say it's Joe over. That's exactly what's going to happen.
And if I okay, cool. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm not worried. We're not there yet. I need my laptop to turn back on. I just have a black screen now, and I don't know what to do.
Oh my god.
My apps are all gone. Whatever. I'm mad. It's fine.
Anyway, again, regardless, I think Neris would be a great pickup. I don't know where he's going to go, but we could say that a lot of free agents because I feel like baseball free agency just drags forever and ever. Okay. So, but moving on to a team that actually competed for the playoffs in 2023, with that being the Chicago Cubs. They have been making the rounds around social media and the news at large. I just saw a thing from Bruce Levine. He was on 670 The Score, basically confirming MJ's report that the Cubs had offered Shohei Ohtanti somewhere in the realm of $50+ million a season and up to 10 years. So there's that. So shout out to MJ for getting that right. Shut up, you freaking trolls.
Don't shut up, trolls, because this boy has over 3 million impressions on his account in the past 28 days per insider sources. So actually, no, we like the views, and I'm getting some views off it too. And honestly, the hate just makes us stronger and makes more people know about us. So,
yep,
cool. Keep it up, guys.
But anyway, on to what I actually wanted to talk about before I looked on Twitter. It's looking more and more like the market is shifting for the Cubs to re-sign Cody Bellinger. And according to Shivred Sharma of The Athletic, who covers the Cubs, that the two sides would love a reunion. So, hey, I'm holding out hope. As many days as Cody Bellinger hasn't signed with the Giants, Mariners, or Padres, or Yankees, or whoever, the day that still holds out hope that Bellinger will return to the Cubs. Honestly, I know you said over 20 million is an overpay. I think 25 million per year would be my max. I think that's fair, especially with how young. I think Bellinger's still only 27 or 28 years old, so he's not entering his age 30 season. So you get at least 2 or 3 years before he hits that. So I'm cool with that. But Cody, come back, buddy. You know you love playing with Nico and Dansby. We're going to keep adding. Maybe we'll get Rhys Hoskins. Maybe we'll trade for Josh Naylor so you can play center field. We'll see what we can do for you, bud. But you look good.
PCA just doesn't exist, I guess.
Hey, he can spend a little bit of time in the minors getting his bat right, and then when it's time,
okay,
PCA will have his moment. He's young, but
okay, whatever you say, bud.
That's not all, because the Cubs have apparently also reached out to Liam Hendriks to see his availability. The MLB Comeback Player of the Year, well deserved. I know he didn't pitch this year outside of his issues with cancer. I think he had to go through Tommy John this year.
Yes.
So it's been rough for Liam Hendriks, but and I don't know if he's going to pitch even in 2024. I don't think he is. So we'll see. So it's interesting. I think the Cubs even reached out to him to see what his status was. Interesting. Maybe sign him for a 2-year deal with it backloaded in that second year. Just kind of not really pay him in the first year and pay him. But we'll see. Thought it was interesting. And then this is from Ken Rosenthal for The Athletic. He said, teams have called about Ben Brown and Hayden Wesneski. Most teams have just said, or the Cubs have basically just said, no, at this point. They're not really looking to trade either of those guys. I'd be okay with maybe not trading Ben Brown. I think he has a lot of potential, but I think Hayden Wesneski, the problem is he has great stuff. He has an upper 90s fastball, and he had some really good moments out of the bullpen last year. It's just, you would prefer him to be a starter. And I just don't, there's not a spot in this rotation currently for him to do that. Because even, let's say the Cubs don't get anybody, you're essentially throwing out Steele.
Hopefully.
Steele, shut up. Steele, Tyone, Hendricks, Wicks, and then it's Assad or Wesneski for that 5th spot. If
Assad! Give me
my boy Javi Assad.
Give me the boy.
Who has also looked really good last year. So, yeah, I don't know. I would be okay with trading Hayden Wesneski just for the simple fact of, I don't know what the trade value looks like, but I think maybe just for shipping out excess goods, but also at the same time, the mid-90s, high 90s fastball is very tempting. And who knows, maybe he's done some stuff to progress this offseason. So lots of stuff going, rumors and things being said and blah, 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 blah. Jed, I'm going to send you this recording. I'm going to find some way to send you this clip. Do something outside of signing Jorge Alfaro and some left-handed reliever to minor league contracts. Sign someone. Sign Rhys Hoskins. Sign Matt Chapman. Re-sign Cody Bellinger. I hate seeing all these other teams do. The Royals, I know they haven't signed the greatest players, but they've spent more than you. You've given out 2 minor league contracts. What are you doing, bud? I know you're trying to get Shohei, but now's the time to pivot and move and do something. Golly, it is. Jed, I love you. You've done a pretty good job with picking in the draft. You've done a really good job developing. You basically fleeced at the 2021 trade deadline outside of the Anthony Rizzo trade. But you got PCA out of Javi Baez and Trevor Williams. And then you got, what was it, Caleb Killian and somebody else out of, I think was it Alcantara? Yes. Alcantara was from the Rizzo trade, I thought.
Yes.
So he was from the Rizzo trade. And then I think they got another outfielder or something from the Giants. So you're doing a really good job. And Matt Shaw's looking really good. Ben Brown from the David Robertson trade is looking really good.
Ben Brown is filthy.
Cade Horton is a top prospect.
That's a name
already.
That's a name I kind of forgot about.
Owen Casey, there's a ton of guys you got. You don't have to keep them all. Don't be the Detroit Red Wings where you let your minor leaguers like sit in the minors forever and then have no value once they're in the majors. Trade them now while they have value. Maybe don't trade PCA right now because you haven't really seen him play at the major league level yet. Everyone else, maybe except Cade Horton, maybe like those two guys would be my maybe untouchables. Everyone else, trade Matt Mervis. Trade Matt Mervis to a team that's going to need a first baseman. Trade him to the Marlins. Do something. Get someone. Be better. You're the largest market in a division that is like 4 small markets. Do something. Ugh.
So, I know what Jed Hoyer can do.
What can he do, Sai?
So, first off, what he needs to do is get himself some good old W energy.
I knew it. Yes.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So first things first. For all y'all who don't know, us here at Beer vs. IV and Third and Thursday are sponsored by W Energy. W is formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Our formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented neurofactor. W contains no calories, no sugars, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. I think Jed's just tired. Jed clearly he's out of it. And he needs some good old W energy in his system so he can go out and sign Cody Bellinger and sign Matt Chapman and trade for a Jesus Luzardo. Maybe even trade for a freaking Pete Alonso.
Or one of the Mariners starting pitchers.
Like Bryce Miller or Brian Wu. Like Jed. We can help you out. You can use our code Third on Thursday for 10% off. You can save a little bit of money to use for your free agents, for your trades. Like, we got you, dude. And I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm telling you this. We got you. This is your first step to greatness. Is by obtaining some W energy. Go get yourself that Dragonade and pour in your cup in the morning and take a sip of it and call Scott and call the agents and be like, Cody, come home. Matt Chapman, we got a nice warm third base win for you. Jesus Luzardo, you want to be our ace? Oh wait, no, we adjusted to you. Want to be our number 2? Got you. And we'll give you some W energy too. And as always, use it responsibly. Don't give it to your dog. Typically, I had to throw it in there. Don't give it to the animals. They can't have it. It might be genderless for us. It might not be genderless for them. But come on now. There's something special. And Jed Hoyer needs to do something special before he loses his job.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
There we go. And all on the topic of Jesus Luzardo. This is what I was going to mention. So, apparently, according to Ken Rosenthal, at the winter meetings, it was discussed of a Vinny Pasquantino for Jesus Luzardo trade 1-for-1.
Really?
Or they signed Michael Wacha. And clearly they decided to sign Michael Wacha instead of trading with Vinny Pasquantino, which personally, good. The Pasquatch is amazing.
Pasquatch.
It's true. It's true. The Pasquatch is great. Vinny Meatballs is A-okay. He's doing his thing. Also off topic, my computer is back on now, so now I have to re-put in my trade because I already kind of forgot. So
okay, so you can go ahead and do that. So yeah, so Jesus Luzardo is getting a lot of trade interest. Okay, hold on. I saw this since we're talking about trades. I saw this from Greg Huss on Twitter. He is the host of the Cubs on Deck podcast. He should never be allowed to cook again.
Oh.
He would trade Christopher Morel, Ben Brown, James Triantos, and Javier Assad for Shane Bieber and Emmanuel Clase. Never let this man cook again. That is
it's So
That is horrible. That is horrible. What?
Hold on. Yeah, that's just kind of.
That is
filthy.
never let this man cook.
That's kind of gross. That's the best way I can put it. It's kind of gross. I'm cooking right now. I'm actually not gonna lie to you.
But yeah, but we'll move on from that for now while you're still doing things. Like you said, pre-show, a potential reunion could be underway as Justin Turner has been in contract discussions with the New York Mets. For those who didn't know, as I'll look this up right now, that Justin Turner began his early part of his career with the New York Mets. As actually, he was initially drafted by the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, he was actually, hold on. Let's see. Here's his full thing. He was drafted in the 29th round of the 2005 draft by the Yankees, and then drafted in the 7th round of the amateur draft in 2006 by the Reds. So, and then somehow he made his way to the Orioles in 2009 before going to the Mets from 2010 to 2013, where he played 297 games, hit 8 home runs, 86 RBIs, hit 267 in 800 plate appearances, before going to the Dodgers and becoming a 2-time All-Star, one of the best third basemen, finished top 10 in MVP voting twice while out in LA, hit 27 home runs in 2016 and 2021, hit 322 in 2017. So, and now he obviously spent last year with the Red Sox, hit 31 doubles, 23 home runs, 96 RBIs, hit 276 in 146 games. I think this would be a nice power complement bat for Pete Alonso. So he's not the only one hitting tanks out of Citi Field. I know, why can't I remember his name? Francisco Lindor is a pretty solid power bat, but I think they need another power bat in that corner spot at third base.
Because Brent Beatty isn't doing it.
Nope. No, he is not. Not in the slightest.
Crazy.
Oh man. Shout out to Brent Beatty, who let a ball fall to the ground and then hit his head.
Yep. Also shout out to Mark Vientos for just existing.
Okay, shout out to Mark Vientos. And it looks like the Dodgers have officially announced the trade on Twitter, so it's officially gone through.
Oh, that's fine. I forgot
Glasnow and Margot for Pepio and DeLuca. Glasnow contract extension for $136 million.
Insane.
So there's that.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, and then how can we not mention this? I'll let you have this one side, but the A's have made a signing.
John Fisher made a deal.
He spent some money. Look at him go. He got the great Trevor Gott, who spent last year with the Mets.
And pitched a 4.2 ERA. He's not as bad as people think he is. Actually, I got to watch him pitch live. Like his first outing with one of his first outings with the Mets. It was actually not that bad. And frankly enough, they made a move. That's all that matters. That's the case in point. Let's go, John Fisher. You did it.
Yeah, they made a major league signing before the Cubs did. So clearly, John Fisher's better than Jed Hoyer. So shout out to, excuse me, to John Fisher. So shout out to him for doing something to add payroll to a team instead of letting it go for once, because he knows he's going to Vegas, so now he's going to start spending that money somewhere. So, God, fuck John Fisher.
Fuck John Fisher. Transition. Cardinals transition. So Katie Wu came out 19 minutes ago. See, I was this earlier if my computer didn't crash, but the Cardinals are believed to have met with at least 2 pitchers at Busch Stadium this week, including MPB star Yuki Matsui on Thursday, as Mark Feinstein reported. As the relief pitching market continues to move, adding bullpen help remains the St. Louis Cardinals' immediate focus. So you're telling me I can possibly get a Yuki Matsui in my bullpen and either a Hector Neris or Phil Maton? Yes, please. That's all.
Yep. Let's see. Okay. And apparently Scott Boras was on 670 The Score. Quick Cubs transition before we get in the last part of this episode. He said this. Chicago fans understand who the Cubs are with Cody and who they are without him. When you play in a market, you actually get to answer that question by the performance of the player, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yes, that's the biggest thing. So he's basically just making his case saying, hey, you guys need him. You weren't that good without him, but he's kind of right. So hopefully it comes back. Hopefully, please. I need it, please.
Yeah, for your sake, hopefully it'll be an overpay. So for your sake, hopefully.
Okay. Let's get into the last part of this episode. We actually came up with this idea like right in the middle of our pre-show stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, this was a great idea.
It's actually a fantastic idea.
So to end off the episode, we're going to give with everything that's happened up to this point and what the current news cycle is, we're going to give one player an actual trade idea using MLB or baseball trade values to find a trade to help our teams get better. And ironically enough, both of them are for starting pitching because both the Cubs and the Cardinals need some starting pitching at this point.
I think you should start us off because...
Yes, I was going to do that. So I'm actually going to share my screen here. And we're going to start.
I can't share my screen, so you're lucky.
So here we have it for here. We have the Chicago Cubs. They get Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins. Lefty reliever, or not lefty reliever. Lefty starting pitcher.
Reliever.
It's been a long couple of days. Anyway, lefty starting pitcher. Ran a 3.26 ERA last year. Really just solid player. I've had 32 starts, went 10-10. The Marlins are looking to ship him out. He's getting a lot of trade interest. Makes a lot of sense. They have a ton of starting pitching, even with Sandy Alcantara out for the year. They got Yuri Perez. It's a whole bunch of other guys. Braxton Garrett. Like it's looking good for them. So the Cubs get a starting pitcher to put behind Justin Steele. So it'll be a rotation of Steele, Luzardo, Tyone, Hendricks, and Wicks, unless they also sign Shota Imanaga, which would be even better.
He had to think about it there.
Which isn't Imanaga also a lefty?
Yes.
So it'd be 3 lefties to start off your rotation.
And Imanaga doesn't throw that hard either. So he's a lefty.
So yeah. So then you'd have Steele, Luzardo, Imanaga, and then Tyone and Hendricks to end off the rotation as your 2 righties. So maybe not get Imanaga. Maybe get somebody else. Maybe find another right-hand starter. I don't mind 2 lefties in a rotation, but 3 seems like a lot. But anyway, in the deal, the Cubs give up their third baseman, James Triantos, because if we look here at the Marlins, third base outside of Jake Berger, whose primary position is DH, they have Jordan Groshans and Christian Rodriguez or Christian. I don't know, anyway, not very good, not very highly rated prospects. So they need a third baseman. The Cubs also give up one of their billion outfield prospects in Owen Casey. I think that makes a lot of sense. Just they need to ship out some of these outfielders to give some other guys some reps. Does that make sense? The Cubs also give up Javier Assad. I know I said I'd rather give up Hayden Wesneski, but I think Assad brings more value to this trade. And then, as we talked about it earlier, the Marlins don't really have a young first baseman either with Jacob Berry and Brock Vandenberg. Guys I'm sure everyone has heard of. So the Cubs also trade Matt Mervis to the Marlins. so they could eventually get their Josh Bell replacement, who's already 31.
Wow.
So, and they could end up running a lineup with Bell, Mervis, and Berger in the same lineup. So that would be interesting to look at. So this fills a lot of needs. It says here it's a moderate overpay, but I feel like the fact that the Marlins are getting 2 young players at positions of need, they're getting another outfielder, and they're getting an MLB starting pitcher or starting/relief pitcher. I think this is a slam dunk trade. It may be a little, honestly, outside like the values here, I think it might be a little bit of an overpay for the Cubs, just with the amount of players. But I think with the players involved, I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides. So, Jed, get it done. Maybe do some tweaks to mine, but I think my offer is pretty dang good. Go get yourself a number 2 starter so that Justin Steele doesn't have to carry the rotation next year. So, please and thank you. Sai, what you got cooking up for the Cardinals?
Alrighty. So, starting pitching. What does St. Louis need? Starting pitching. Who do I want St. Louis to get the most since Tyler Glasnow is gone? Dylan Cease. Chris Getz, GM of the White Sox, already come out saying that it's looking like Cease will get moved, but more importantly, they want bodies. They want ideally some major league ready talent along with some prospects of sorts. They want bodies. They want guys with some potential that he can tap into and that can rebuild this team. So, I chefed up a package that Baseball Trade Values did accept. And honestly, when I did it at first, I wasn't expecting it to accept it. But starting off, I have the Cardinals giving up Steven Matz to basically replace that starting pitching spot that Cease would have in the White Sox rotation. I have them giving up Alec Burleson, who's a first base / corner outfielder, because Sigmund at corners could platoon him with who do they have at first?
I think they still have. I think they still have Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, but that could be a platoon. Burleson, when he came out of 2021 draft, 2021 draft was 2022, 1-2. Very polished college bats. Can tap into his power potential still because he only hit 246 last year with like maybe 8 home runs. But the power is there. The left-handed swing, I feel like would play well in guaranteed rates. But those are the 2 smaller names when it comes to like value-wise. I also have the Cardinals giving up one of our top pitching prospects in Gordon Graceffo. He's has the potential to be a mid-tier starting pitcher with hints of possibly a number 2, 4-pitch mix, throws hard, strikes people out, a little bit of a walk issue, as a lot of prospect pitchers have. But then the big name. And this one surprises me. And this one will probably surprise you, Jackson. But so I will say this though. Originally, I had them giving up Ivan Herrera, who had a value of like 20. But then I remembered that the White Sox have Corey Lee. So the Herrera move doesn't make sense. So then I was looking, and I came across the name, which I mentioned him earlier, actually. I think I mentioned him earlier, Matthew Liberatore, who has a value of about 18. White Sox are a team that's struggling. The White Sox are a team that's going to take a few years to be good. Liberatore in his time with the majors hasn't had the success that he should. He is successful in AAA, not so successful in the MLB. He's nonetheless a 4A pitcher of sorts. With Liberatore going to the White Sox, he has the potential to just stick in that rotation, work out any kinks and flaws that he has, and can be a top-end starting pitcher, which they would be losing in Cease, but they have a definite middle rotation guy in Matz, someone with middle rotation, high rotation potential in Graceffo, and a Liberatore, who at worst can be a pretty good long reliever, but should be starting, should just be able to work out the kinks in his motion with his pitches. his fastball tends to fall flat. He's got good off speeds, but he wants to go to his fastball more than he should. So his fastball falls flat. But 4-for-1 for Cease. It's a fair trade according to baseball trade reference or baseball trade values. But for some reason, if contract-wise, money-wise is a problem, then I would have St. Louis throwing in around $10 million to pay for a year of Steven Matt's salary. So that's GM side for you. I like my offer a lot because this is also playing away from my ISC. This keeps Gorman and Donovan out of these trades because the front office doesn't really want to give them up. Keeps Tommy Edman out because it's looking like Tommy Edman is going to be our everyday center fielder. Interesting. I think it's really interesting. But I can see Burleson and Dylan Carlson being flip-flop. Carlson has a little bit more trade value, but I feel like the Cardinals might want to hold on to him. And with how good of a bat, and at worst case, how good of a DH Burleson can be for a team like the White Sox who just needs bats. They need something in there. Burleson feels like a really good fit to me. So, yeah. And we don't give up Tink Hence either, and because I will shed tears if Tink Hence gets traded to any team. He's on my no-touch list. He's untouchable to me.
Right.
But yeah.
No,
that's what I got.
I didn't realize Liberatore had that good a trade value. I didn't think he had that good of a season last year, so I'm a little surprised.
I was a little surprised too.
But I think it mostly comes from an age thing, because I think he's only like 26, 27.
He's only double check, but no, he's still young, and he still has
25.
potential.
Yeah, he's 25. Okay, I thought there was another guy with a similar last name who I thought was like in his mid-30s, or maybe just the name sounds like he's in his mid-30s already. This is the last name, Liberatore. I don't know.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
But yeah, no. So I think, especially since Cease didn't have his best season last year, his value's a little bit lower than after he was a Cy Young finalist.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I like this. The White Sox get a MLB-ready replacement in starting pitching with Matz. To get something interesting in Burleson, they get a good, potentially good prospect in Graceffo for down the line, and then Liberatore is someone who they can either start in the pen, like you said, or potentially is the centerpiece of this trade, which is interesting to think about.
Which makes sense because yes, Liberatore had a crappy 2023 to say the least, but the potential is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone can tap into that and just do a few tweaks, all he needs is a few tweaks, he can be good. Graceffo is that prospect he's close to MLB ready. He could debut mid to late 2024, but he will need to start the year in AAA. Burleson's a bat that can be intriguing, and then Matt's is just that it's a consistent inning eater. It's an arm, and Matt can also be good too. That's the other thing. All these guys can be good and have shown that they can be good. Few tweaks, few taps of potential, and knowing that Chris Getz just wants bodies and wants players that can play to compete, perfect. It makes a lot of sense.
Yep, yeah, I completely agree. So, but we'll see what some other people say. Some people may say this.
End the show. End the show. We're done. We're done. You just can't. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. I hope
we're done. When we're done.
I hope Cody Bellinger signs with Toronto. Just make you sad.
Oh my god.
This is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do.
What are we going to do?
It's visible.
Oh my god.
What? No, that's not right. Hold on. What? Hold on. I have to actually look up something. There's no way that's right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good
I
stuff.
just
What did you see?
wait.
What's
What?
going
What?
on? What did we miss? What's going on?
Oh, he hasn't been. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm looking at Cody Bellinger's Twitter right now.
Yeah.
And first off, he hasn't posted anything since 2022.
Right.
But second off, all his stuff on his page is him in a Dodger uniform.
Yeah, he has not updated that at all.
Okay. Because I saw some source post a screenshot of it, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's been like that all season.
Okay. I just worried myself. I was like, what am I looking at? There's no way. And now a lot of people are saying Cody Bellinger to the Nats ?
I don't get it, Mike.
And I just saw a jersey swap, and it looked really scary. Okay. Okay, we get it. We get it.
All right, let's just throw up the card game and get out of here.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You know, I got two things to say before we close this out. One, fun fact: the Royals will be Hunter Renfroe's 7th team in 6 years, which I think is kind of crazy. Fun fact 2, which clicked to me because I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier. Only one of the 2 pitchers that were announced that are meeting with the Cardinals this week. You know who that other pitcher could be?
Who?
You know who Lars Nootbaar was with just a couple days ago?
Oh,
And
you
about
guys.
Yep. It could be Yamamoto. I'm just saying, it's such a long shot.
My God.
It is an unbelievable long shot, but they were just together like 2 days ago. Why else would Yamamoto be with Lars? Why else does this report come out from Feinstead and Katie Wu that they met with multiple pitchers?
Maybe that could just be Hector Neris. Maybe that's it.
Okay, it could be Hector Neris, it could be Phil Maton, but it could be Yamamoto. No one's confirmed it. No one said nothing. It could be Yamamoto.
God, the copium. The copium
is real. The copium is real until he officially signs with somebody. And when he signs with the Yankees, it's gonna be upsetting. Stop! This is harassment. I can't do this. I can just argue.
Oh my God! All right, I think that's a good way to end this song.
This is copium. Whatever.
Right.
Let's go Oakland A's. Thank goodness you guys signed Trevor Gotts. Also, shout out Pirates for getting Edward Olivares and Billy McKinney in the span of 2 days. Because whatever.
All right. Well,
you're killing me, Smalls.
Win game 5. Come back to Oracle. No.
Oh, okay.
Not even gonna say anything. I got nothing to say. All right, that's fine.
All right, we're out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I will
see y'all next week, and hopefully something happens, like Cody Bellinger signing with a team not named Chicago Cubs, or something with Chicago Cubs, or sign with Chicago Cubs so you can take your fucking victory lap.
Yes,
because believe me, if he does, you get the victory lap.
Yep, I do. You got yours with Sonny Gray. I'll get mine with Cody Bellinger.
I sure did.
So, all right. Well, again, thank you all for watching. Hopefully next week we'll be back live because we love interacting with you guys when you do pop in. So please do. But we'll be back next week. Hopefully we won't make Cy annoyed with me again outside of Cody
No,
going
it
to the
will
Cubs.
happen.
But,
Come on
like,
now.
anyway,
We know better.
All right. Well, for until next time.